Welcome to your ultimate career playbook. In this explainer, we're going to draft a game plan for turning your absolute passion for sports into a legit off-the-field profession. If you've ever watched a game and thought, man, I know exactly who this team needs to win, well, you're in the right place because today we're diving into the incredibly dynamic world of sports scouting. We've got a lot of ground to cover today to get you started. We'll decode exactly what a sports scout does, map out your educational pathway, figure out how to fund that education, give you a peek inside the actual work environment, and finally, break down your potential income, growth, and success. So let's just jump right into section 1, decoding the sports scout role. Okay, what actually is a sports scout? Well, it goes way beyond just sitting back and watching games. You are a professional tasked with a really strategic goal, which is identifying new talent while keeping your team's very specific needs in mind. Basically, your mission is to find those missing puzzle pieces, that raw talent that will totally elevate a team's overall performance. You become the critical eye for talent that coaches and managers absolutely rely on. But before you commit to this path, you gotta ask yourself, do I actually have the right DNA for this? Obviously, you need to love sports, but you also need to be super comfortable talking to everyone. And yes, that includes overly enthusiastic sports parents. You've got to like working in teams. And crucially, you have to genuinely enjoy working outdoors. Like this is not a desk job. You're out in the elements, analyzing the game right where it happens. All right, moving on to section 2, mapping your educational pathway. The playbook here is actually wonderfully straightforward. Step 1, you just need to complete your 10 plus 2. And the great news is, it can literally be in any stream. You aren't locked into a specific science or commerce track. Step 2 is where you start to specialize. You'll want to target a bachelor's degree, specifically a BSM, that's a Bachelor in Sports Management. And from there, step 3, you have the option to grab a master's degree, an MSM, or even pursue a specific diploma in sports management to really sharpen up your expertise. And honestly, you are spoiled for choice when it comes to where you can study. There are incredible options across the entire country, usually offered through physical education departments. You could look at government institutes, places like Dalit Ram College in New Delhi or Gobi Arts and Science College down in Tamil Nadu. Or, if you prefer, there are excellent private institutes too, like CMS College of Science and Commerce in Coimbatore or MMH College in UP. You can easily find an accredited spot that fits your location. Which brings us to section 3, funding your sports education. So let's talk money. The approximate course fee ranges from a really modest 5,500 rupees, which is honestly less than a premium pair of running shoes, all the way up to nearly 20 lakh rupees. And this massive gap is actually a fantastic thing. It proves this career is accessible on almost any budget, depending on whether you go for a heavily subsidized government institute or a premium private college. The opportunity is there, no matter your starting line. Plus, there is a heavy bunch of financial support just waiting for you. You are definitely not on your own here. You can tap into the National Scholarship Portal for various central and state schemes, or aim for merit scholarships directly from your chosen institute. Need financing? The government-backed Vijayalakshmi Education Loan Portal is a phenomenal resource. On top of that, certain states like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar offer specific student credit cards with super low interest rates. So yeah, the funding pathways are just as structured as the educational ones. Let's look at what the day-to-day actually looks like in section 4, inside the work environment. As I hinted at earlier, your office is definitely not going to be a cubicle. You're going to be out on the road, embedded with professional teams and clubs. It's a highly dynamic environment, constantly shifting from local practice fields to massive sporting arenas. And you're always keeping a watchful eye, hunting for that next superstar. But it's super important to understand the daily realities of this gig. You'll be visiting a lot of youth clubs and stadiums, and you've got to be prepared for some seriously extended hours, especially when the sports seasons are in full swing, because sports definitely do not adhere to a strict 9-to-5 schedule. Expect heavy travel for events too. Oh, and one fantastic note highlighted in the source material, there are really strong opportunities for differently abled individuals in this field. It's a role that prizes keen observation and analytical skills about pretty much everything else. Now, as you put in those hours on the road and really dial in your eye for talent, your career trajectory is actually quite clear. You typically start out as a junior scout, learning the ropes, really understanding the specific metrics your team cares about. From there, it's a pretty linear and rewarding path straight up to a senior sports scout position, where your decisions can literally shape entire franchise or national team rosters. Finally, let's look at the payoff in section 5, income, growth, and success. When you finally hit your stride as a scout, the financial compensation is extremely attractive. You can expect an approximate monthly income ranging from around $93,000 to over 1,12,000 rupees. That is a highly respectable salary, and it really reflects the massive value a skilled scout brings to an organization. I mean, finding the right player can change a team's entire destiny, and you get compensated accordingly for that expertise. So what does the absolute pinnacle of this career look like? Well, we don't have to look far. Let's talk about an incredible real-world example. Mobabot, a lead talent identifier. Check this out. Armed with a sports science and management degree, Bobot started his journey back in 2011, and through sheer dedication and a brilliantly analytical mind, he worked his way up the ranks at the England and Wales Cricket Board. As you can see, he has since been absolutely key in the complete overhaul of the England national cricket team's selection process. He didn't just pick a few good players, he completely revolutionized how a world-class organization identifies greatness. That's the kind of game-changing impact you could potentially have. So your playbook is set. We've mapped out everything from the educational pathways to some seriously industry-shaping success stories. The path is clear, and as we've seen, it's totally accessible. The only question left for you is this. The game is happening right now. Are you ready to step up, get out there, and be the hidden architect behind the next championship dynasty? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll get you in the next one.